my beautiful card.
You're welcome.
I love it.
Well, good. You're supposed to.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
What do you
Hey.
guys do?
I got a Mother's Day card from Bobby, the sweetest you ever seen, his special friend. I got one from Pam, and I got one from Brenda Bowman. Happy Mother's Day.
Nice. Hi, Brenda.
Hi, Brenda.
Hello.
There she goes.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
We know it's early there.
I'm a bit tired.
Good. You've been in a class all.
No, just different things going on.
Yeah. I feel that way, and it's not any one thing. It's like lots going on.
Right? It's a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Did you get snow this week?
What?
Did you get snow this week?
Nope, but lots of rain, which
No
is very unusual for Colorado.
Is it no hail, right?
We did get hail.
Because they were calling on the Weather Channel that you would get hail, and I was hoping you wouldn't.
But they have the supplies delivered to replace our roofs, but haven't started. So
I know. I was going to say I'm not sure I would start until the fronts are gone.
Well, they were going to start, but they sent a notice saying they were not now. I mean, they're waiting.
Right.
They're waiting for the next tornado to pick up all the supplies and put it on top of the roof.
Right? Actually, I look at our roofs and even our neighbors, we all look and going, we don't understand why they're replacing it. But of course, we are not roofers.
Because some roofer came through and said, I see evidence of hail, and got an adjuster to come out and say, okay.
Well, and my neighbor had another one come and just do it on his own because it's an HOA thing. And he went up and he said, you guys don't need it. I mean, and we're only 2 years old, 3 years old.
Oh, are you kidding? Wow. Well, what I can tell you is that the hail came through while we were away in the Plano house.
Yeah.
And we asked Cindy, because she had a roofer come out and look at the roof, and he said, yep, you've got hail damage. And he fixed her roof, so we thought, okay, that sounds like a respectable person. So to go over, we asked her to have him go over and look at our roof. And he said, oh, no, y'all don't have any hail damage. So a year and a half comes by, and we sell the house. And the home inspector comes out, and he says, y'all have significant hail damage on your roof.
Oh, wow.
So the good news is we were able to get the insurance to take care of it. But, I mean, it's a year and a half later.
Yeah.
Well, my rule of thumb is if you go to a cardiologist, expect him to find a heart problem. If you send a roofer up on your roof, he's going to find a roofing problem.
Well, you would think that if there was significant hail damage, that he would have said so, because that would have gotten him more work.
We don't know what he'd been doing that morning.
Yeah.
We know what roofers are like.
Yeah.
Well, they sent out notices warning all of us that roofers are going to be at our door.
Yeah.
And they are. I mean, they're everywhere, and they're coming from out of town, and in droves.
Well,
I mean, and Denver and north of Denver got significant hail damage. I mean, they had golf ball size hail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, we saw a video of a twister. Theo was showing me in Colorado.
Yep. It's unusual, but yep.
Happens. It happens here too.
Really?
Yeah. Well, the guy that I walk with every morning, he lived in the Mallory neighborhood, which is one of just north of here. And when he moved in that year, it's been 20 years ago, but when he moved in, like a year after they moved in, a tornado hit that whole neighborhood and leveled it.
Wow.
Well, it hailed here while Betsy was in D.C. And the hail was hitting every window, and it was the strangest thing. All the windows, it was just beating on them.
No breaks.
No,
That's an awful sound in my mind. I
it
mean,
is.
because I hate. Well, I mean, so when the boys, when we lived in Colorado Springs, and right after the boys had prom, and I'd taken pictures outside with my beautiful flowers and
Yeah.
flower beds, the very next week they were all gone because they were shredded by hail damage.
Yeah.
Well, luckily your car wasn't outside.
Right. Thank goodness for garages, huh?
Yeah. Mom, your hair looks
Yeah.
nice.
See?
Oh, I just run a brush through it.
She says, "Is my hair okay?" I said, "Your hair looks beautiful."
Well, you got a cut yesterday, didn't you?
Yes, I
It looks
did.
nice.
Glad.
Mhm.
And sometimes when I get it cut, the week I get it cut, it doesn't do as good. And other times, yeah, it'll do fine. But it's strange. I usually don't have it cut when it's something special coming up, but I had to this time. It was so heavy.
How did
Well,
you sleep
speaking,
last night?
Huh?
How did you sleep last night?
Pretty good.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Better than other times.
I took the
Well,
dog
good.
this morning. As
Yeah.
soon as she felt the dog hit her leg, she goes, "Hey!"
I'm sorry I missed that. What happened?
I said I took the dog. I took Paprika in and put her on the bed this morning.
Oh,
And as soon as Mom felt her, Mom popped up like, "What?"
yeah. So you guys
So
doing anything special today?
Going to Ocala to look for me a bedspread.
You have to go to Ocala to find a bedspread?
You don't have the only place you can find a bedspread, decent bedspread, is Belts, and they're $300 and $400, and I'm not going there. So I'm hoping J.C. Penney or some other place will have it.
We have an official mall in Ocala, so I guess we're going to the official mall
Oh, they're having a festival up there today.
at the mall.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that'll be fun.
It'll be fun.
They
So
got music.
Betsy, did you watch all of Alex's ceremony?
I did actually. Except after she was handing her diploma, then I sort of tuned out. But I was sitting there at my desk and I had it on.
It's a little bit nicer that you're sitting at home and can walk out rather than in the auditorium and walk out, right?
It was great. I told Mom, I said, I'm glad that I stayed home to watch it because I was multitasking while I was listening to the speakers and watching them do the doctoral students and then do the master's students and then get to the undergrad students. And I said, if I'd have been sitting there the whole time, I'd be like, oh my God, shoot me.
Claude was ready for them to shoot him, I think.
Just for mine.
For hers was so long.
I went, a neighbor of mine, he graduated from Georgia Tech, and we went to his graduation. And Maynard Jackson was the speaker.
Mm-hmm.
And he spoke for 90 minutes.
Oh my
before
God.
we ever started doing the walks. It was horrible. But it gave you a sense of how much this man thought of himself,
Right. Well, the good news is the woman that spoke, and I didn't pay attention to who it was, but the woman who spoke because I think she was a dean or something like that. She was very good, very to the point, and tell him get comfortable being uncomfortable because that's how it's going to be in the world. And don't let anybody tell you to not be yourself. You be authentically yourself. And that's the message she drove home in a very short period of time. I thought, wow, she was pretty good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well,
But then there was all these other people that had to put their input in, like 15 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there.
Everybody thinks I have my important things to say,
Mm-hmm.
So
anyway, I was very excited. I got as you saw, I got pictures of her when they were walking them in, and then I got a picture of her getting the diploma. And I was wondering if their names, when they flash their names up to pick up the diploma, if they're in sync with the ones that get handed the diploma. No.
They're not.
You saw that when I sent the picture of the girl had a diploma in her hand, and Alex was behind her, and for two people, it had Alex and Arnett.
Well, you can,
And Arnett.
well, you can Photoshop it.
I can vote it. Oh, yeah, if I knew how to do that.
I tell you, I don't know what she did, but Brenda, I don't know if you heard this, but over the this was Friday, right? Thursday they did this. They went through Florence and stopped at Buc-ee's and sent me a text saying, where was the family cemetery? And I said, well, it's in Fairmont. And I went online and looked it up and found out it was on Mitchell Road. And this 30 minutes later, Rick is sending pictures from the cemetery.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how did and I was sitting at home and I had gone online seeing if I could find the cemetery. I couldn't find it listed in Google Maps. So I don't know what Alex did, but she got there pretty quickly. 30 minutes later, they're sending back pictures of the headstones.
I thought it was pretty incredible. And
I thought so too.
Also to see those other 5 behind them, like they didn't even know they were there, the Williamses.
Right.
Those trees were real thick back there. That's why they didn't see them.
This morning I did take a Google Maps tour down Mitchell Road.
Yeah.
And I don't know what year the pictures were taken, but there is a clump of old trees right in the middle of one of the fields, and I mean really old. And you have to think, and everything around it had been plowed. You could tell it had been plowed over the years. So everything around it, when you say, well, why in the world would that little clump of trees be there undisturbed? And you figure, well, that must be where the cemetery is.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's what now. And Mom says they cut the trees back to put, I guess, for.
Well, they got it for sale, and Marie told me, and she said, many times as she'd been to that cemetery, they had never seen those till they took
Wow.
Kelly's body there. The first time they'd ever seen them.
That's pretty fascinating.
Pretty amazing.
I'm sorry.
I said pretty amazing.
Yep.
Well, I was real thrilled to know that they had gotten a monument already. But maybe Nellie did it and got it for Dale and then left a space for her like I did with Claude. See, my lot up in Roanoke has my name on it, and Claude's side didn't have anything because the military won't pay on it until they die. And
Wade and Ida's tombstone looked new.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
I just had a marker on the ground.
I'm sorry?
I thought they just had a marker, so I was surprised to see it.
I wonder how long it's been there.
I don't know, but I'm going to call Marie and ask her. I'll talk to her after Mother's Day. She's working at the florist, getting flowers ready.
Pretty busy.
Yeah.
She said she was busy.
So she just does this part. She's retired. She just does that part time.
Yeah. She did there and a Hallmark, and so I think they call
Snuffles.
when they have something going on.
Come here.
My mother did.
She's really a good flower arranger.
Hey.
I'm sure she is.
Because you remember she made Nellie's top part for her casket flowers.
Well, I don't think I've seen that, but
It's okay.
I don't know if they're on my phone or not. I did see it because I told her, I said, you did a wonderful job. And she said everybody told her that she did a wonderful job for her.
So Brenda, there games today?
Yes, soccer's at 11, but I'm going to pick up, ouch, ouch, my dog. um, Pick up Justin and Grayson because Amy's mom is here and they're going to. Hayden has dance class at 10, so I'm going to pick up Grayson and Justin and take them to the soccer field so that Amy's mom and Amy and Hayden can go to dance class.
Oh, sweet.
Wow.
How's Hayden doing in your dance class?
She is a typical 3-year-old.
To say she's
I mean, it's so funny to watch her. I mean, occasionally she'll do what the teacher needs her to do and is on beat. And then other times she's thinking of her own thing.
Yeah.
right.
It's just cute. I mean, she's truly just a typical 3-year-old.
Yeah.
But I look forward to, if she continues this, to when she's 8 or 9 and see the drastic difference.
Right.
So everything they've done to put them in different things, it's amazing because they learn from it and they are so much better coordinated and everything. Because when Grayson was little, they put him in gymnastics and you could just see him grow and change, and it was such a good thing.
They were showing clips of the new there's a master ballerina. What do you call him? A male ballerina? What is a male ballerina? I don't even know. But he's a master, so at the highest level. He's now been accomplished enough that he's at the highest level. And they have clips of him when he was a little boy that he always wanted to do ballet.
Oh, wow.
So they showed him as a little boy wanting to dance and dancing, and then they got him into ballet and how he started learning to dance and how to move in ballet. Now you see him, I probably have to find his name. It was on TV yesterday. But he's the highest level you can get to be somebody in the, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. I'm sorry.
Right. But
I realize I don't have a
get
name
it.
for a male ballerina. It's not a ballerina. Is it a ballerette? What is it? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's like
He's a ballet dancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But it was fun. I even told, when I don't go and watch her, because it's just practice. She will have recitals and things. And this is interesting because they make them when they come to practice, they have to dress alike.
Oh, they do.
They do.
Even
And so this is a serious dance school.
Yeah.
And so it's just interesting. I mean, and the teacher is so good with them. And I mean, and they have marks on the floor, like X's on the floor or circles on the floor, and that's where the girls have to go and stand in, and they tell them that, and so they're following direction. It's really cute.
Well, might as well start training them. They start training boys in sports.
Yeah. Well, and she's doing soccer at her daycare.
Oh, that should be amusing.
Well, with soccer at 3 is when you run all together chasing the ball. So the entire field is running together.
Right. And whoever gets to the ball first kicks it.
Yeah, right. Same in basketball at that age.
Yeah.
You see the ones that really start to stand out at that point too.
It's interesting with Grayson soccer, and football. The kids who have been doing it since they were little, and Grayson's almost 7, but some of these kids are 8. But some of these kids are amazing already. Mm-hmm. How they can throw the ball, and they just have the sense of where they need to be and what they need to do.
So at 1, I think it was, Lori determined that Alex was a real athlete because she tossed her the ball, and Alex threw it overhanded to her. And Lori's like, okay, she's going to be a good sports young woman.
Yeah.
And she has been. She's been quite the sports girl.
Well, last weekend was an amazing weekend because Justin has bitten his tongue not to coach from the sideline.
Yeah.
So because he played soccer, he, um, but last weekend Justin couldn't hold it anymore. He kept telling Grayson where to go and what to do, because Grayson doesn't have a sense of the game yet, of you know offsides or things like that.
Right.
And he's young, but so Justin was calling from the sidelines telling him what to do, and it was just, I said, good job, Justin. He said, no, it's not, I'm yelling at my kid. And I'm
Right.
going, I don't see it yelling, I just see
Directing.
directing. And because he wasn't yelling, but it was cute to watch my son do this.
But you did it to them.
Yeah. I mean, and this other grandma was beside me. Her name's Sally, and we're she's going, I'm sorry. She turned around. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be yelling or encouraging him to do certain things. And I'm going, no, that's who we are. That's who we are.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see it as yelling because we're not unkind.
You're
You
not
know,
yelling at the referee what an idiot he is.
right? We don't do
Don't do
any
that.
of that. We
Yeah.
don't do any of that. Is like we tend to go, stay with the ball. Just don't kick it once. Stay with the ball. Keep running with it. Just give an encouragement to them.
Yeah.
By the way, a male ballet dancer is a male ballet dancer.
Oh, that's it, huh?
Or a danseur.
Dance.
DANSEU.
I think that's the term they used, because I couldn't remember what they used. Danseur.
Hmm.
And then,
He's a
and
new
then,
dancer.
and then I also
Trained danseur.
and then if you are the principal dancer, like you were saying, he's called the principal dancer.
Oh,
Easy enough. Principal dancer. Well, it'll be fun to look out for him. He's the first
But
black
you got to tell
man.
us his your name.
He's the first black man that's acclaimed to that. To ballet.
you know what's amazing to me, dancers, because first off, ballerinas and male dancers, you have to have that the genes in you not to grow an unbelievable amount.
Right.
Meaning, I mean, you have to be a small stature. It's, what I'm trying to say. I mean, like,
More
so
petite.
normally you don't see ballerinas well endowed.
That's
Okay,
true. You don't.
so they're very small,
Yeah.
and so at an early age, because that's when you start out at an early age doing this sport, or it's really interesting because you really have to be like, I could never have been a ballerina, because I don't have that in me, to be
Well,
small.
I thought I just didn't have the ability to stand on my tippy toes. It takes a lot of training and dedication to keep your body in the fit shape that it has to be in to do that.
Well, and I mean, and if you've watched some documentaries or even movies, they sometimes starve themselves.
Right. I know that I know the dance itself is good to know. I have actually more than one football player has acknowledged that they have
Oh
taken,
yeah,
because it
they
helps with balance
it's good for them.
and strengthening and that kind of thing. And one of Joe's friends told me that he was a soccer player, and he said that he was taking ballet because it helped him with his stamina and his muscle toning and
I'm
his
sure his core strength.
yeah, right. An incredible sport. And it's not declared a sport. It's dance.
Right.
So we saw cheerleaders. I went to Orlando before I got on a plane to go to Cabo, and met with Lori's cousin, Nancy, because she and her husband and her daughter and the grandkids were there. So I met up with them for dinner and before I left. And all of us, yeah, and I heard from my DC that her granddaughters were going to be in competition in Orlando. And oh my God, this hotel where we met for dinner was filled with little cheerleaders. And talk about that, that is certainly like ballet. It's strenuous and it builds muscles and such as that. But there were all these girls and all.
Are they cheer or are they? Is it for cheer?
It's for cheer.
Okay, so it I mean the sport cheer has gotten more popular, but you know how they throw people up in the air and all of that.
Yeah.
So I have friends who their kids were in cheer, and I mean it's such a strong competition, but those girls are paying the price now. So one of them was the base for when you do the pyramids and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just by holding people up all the time, or you know, their bodies, it hurt their bodies.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah.
Now Chrissy's granddaughters are really involved in it, and they are not petite little girls, not at all.
Well, so they're probably holding part of the pyramid, not
Right.
being thrown up.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what
And
I'm.
so,
Well, it used to be the base on pyramids, but we didn't do cheerleading.
right, right,
No, we did it for just fun.
right. But I mean, it's really hard on your body.
Yeah, I think most sports are hard on your body if you don't do it right.
Yeah.
Well, y'all would be pleased. I think I told Tom yesterday, but you'd be pleased to know that I got the insurance money for my golf cart.
Oh,
So,
good.
so it's being repaired. Finally, I did go see an attorney and found that an attorney can't do anything unless you have an injury. It's kind of a waste of time for them, I guess. I mean, he gave me some options, and as soon as I came back, I picked up my mail that afternoon. The check was in the mail.
But is it enough to cover?
They gave me the full amount,
Oh,
except
good.
excluding my deductible, which is $500.
Right.
Nothing, but yeah, I was very pleased. I was like, oh my God.
That's
Hey Rick, you know, it's kind of strange that you have to pay a deductible for somebody else's fault.
right.
I know, I don't understand. And it was my insurance company who paid it. The AAA insurance company, which Mom has, said that no, it's not her fault. And I could contest it because the witness agreed to write a statement. But you know what? It's been since March 23rd. I don't have a golf cart. So I've decided, you know what? I'm just going to suck it up and go. And now I know, that my own insurance on the cart.
If you see a car headed for your golf cart anymore, you'll move next time.
That's right. Switching back gear, and because I oftentimes wonder why did I was hollering and waving my hands like wait, and when she hit me, maybe I should have been putting it in reverse and going backwards,
Yeah, well, you didn't think she'd hit you. Hey, Rick.
Hi, Rick.
I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna play drive.
Okay, well, we love you. I like your shirt.
Where are you?
We're just now leaving Wilmington.
So you headed back to Buc-ee's?
According to them dogs, I guess we are.
Yeah, they're saying Buc-ee's, we're going to Buc-ee's. Woo! Oh, we lost Brenda.
You're not going back by the cemetery, are you?
No.
Okay.
Tom was just bragging about how Alex found it. He didn't know how she found it.
It was by happenstance. When you gave me the road.
Continue on to South Front Street.
You gave me the road.
Yeah.
We turned on that road. It wasn't but a half mile or so down on the right. And we just had 2 graves sites and a busted up chain link fence and said, let's just look. Oh, and then we also saw the Williams headstones in the tree line.
So what road did you turn off of?
Mitchell, what was it called?
Mitchell.
Turned off
It's on Mitchell. You turned off of Iona Church Road, right?
76 west toward US 74.
Let me drive and then you get on.
You turned off of Iona Church onto Mitchell?
Yeah.
I guess.
We won't make him stay on the phone while he's driving. We love you, Rick. We love you, Cindy.
Love you. Love you.
So tell him to hang up and pay
Hey,
attention.
Alex, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, congratulations, Alex. Woohoo!
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Love you guys.
Love you.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that was nice. He tuned in for a few minutes.
Yeah. So what were the dogs upset about?
They're gardeners outside.
There's somebody that's been outside periodically here because she'll start yapping and then I don't see anybody. So I don't know if it's a possum, a rabbit, or.
Well, she responded to Brenda's dogs, didn't she?
She didn't respond. She raised up and started looking to say, where are they at? Where are they at?
Yeah.
But she didn't bark.
Oh.
So my dogs won't go in the mulch to potty when it rains because they don't like wet mulch.
Wow.
And so
grass.
it doesn't rain often. So
Yeah,
I have to walk them other places, but it's good because our grass was a little high for me walking them. That the gardeners are here.
Oh, yeah. Well.
I've seen people that put these elaborate tunnels from their cat door outside to go to other enclosures and stuff.
Really?
Which
I've never seen that.
It's pretty wild. I mean, you got it's like a gerbil tunnel. It leaves the cat door, then it goes into, and you got this big enclosure they go to. I thought, well, maybe we should do that for a dog too.
I know, I could do that. I could do that for her, so she could have an enclosed, screened-in area for her to walk outside to, right?
Yeah, just put up a chicken coop.
I did walk her outside yesterday without her leash, and I said, go potty, and she did, and turned around and ran back for the door. So I think we'll.
Oh, good for her. Good, Paprika.
Hey,
my dogs looked at me when I said Paprika. It's like they know their cousin.
Them soon.
So, Mom, you're going with, is it Dwayne on Monday for lunch?
Yeah, no, we're going to have drinks that afternoon, about 4:00.
Okay.
I think she's going to Applebee's.
Yeah, he's going to introduce me to everybody up there so that I can feel free to go up there and have a drink if I want to.
And then you got church Tuesday morning. You got doctors this week coming up?
Wednesday.
So you got a full week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
They called about the pacemaker. Said I didn't have to come for an interview and fill those papers out. They talked to heart doctor, and so they just go set a schedule and said someone had to be with me, and I couldn't drive for a couple of days.
Now these are who was going to do the phone?
Who's going to do what?
Who's going to do the monitor for the phone monitor?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you say the heart doctor was going to set it up so you can see it on your phone?
Monitors your pacemaker.
Right.
Oh, I don't know. The lady that keeps a check on the pacemaker and watches it at night and everything, she said that they don't have to have a machine beside the bed now, that it can be, I don't know, is what it is.
Probably Bluetooth to a phone if they have an app on the phone.
Right.
Yeah.
But you don't have that right now.
No.
But
I think her name.
This doctor you're going to this week, they will be doing that?
No, the heart doctor don't do it. There's only 3 doctors here that put pacemakers and take care of pacemakers. And so they had to get one and set it up. But they said it had to definitely be done.
Right, but who's in charge of making sure the monitor thing is done?
That the monitor what? There's a lady at the heart doctor
Mhm.
that, like up home, they did this up home, and down here they only had somebody come in once a year and check your pacemaker. At home they checked it every 3 months. So she's in his office there, and she keeps a check on it.
Okay, but you're not hooked in right now. Is that right?
I've got it on. Is the not the green heart what used to show, but it has down at the bottom something. It says something, and it is showing. So I don't know whether they're reading it or not.
Okay.
Cause I took it with me. She gave me a thing and plugged it in it, and it has a box hanging from that. And she said it didn't have to be connected to the phone, but it does. It won't. The light don't show. So I got it plugged up where it does any good or not.
But she'd be calling you if it wasn't working, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I thought for some reason it wasn't working.
Well, it wasn't for a good while, and then I plugged it into that, and the light come on. So I don't know.
All right.
So evidently, the doctor that's going to do it decided I didn't need to come in, and he interviewed me and everything. I fill out papers. The heart doctor had done it. So I was glad I don't have to go in for that,
Good deal.
because it was yesterday. I was when my appointment was, and they canceled it.
So, Brenda, you guys got events next week too?
Oh, she's on mute.
Sorry, I mute when my dogs start barking.
Okay.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at my calendar. I'm sure I do.
Yeah.
Well,
Tom, is Brooke home?
Brooke got home last Saturday. Yeah.
Oh, good. She have a good time?
She had a great time, and in fact, you know, she was sharing pictures all along the way. She was in Montepulciano. She went to Florence. She went to Venice. She went to Rome, and so she was sharing these pictures all along. And we went to see Book Club 2 last night. And Thea and I turned to each other and said, "We've seen this movie," just because we'd seen all the pictures while she was there.
So Book Club 2 was good?
It's cute. You know, the first one much better. But you know, if you just want some mindless entertainment, it's pretty cute. You know, in Thea's case, she loves Andy Garcia, so she'll go see anything with Andy Garcia in it. She thinks he's the most beautiful man.
I've been watching mindless movies, and one of them was Tickets to Paradise with George Clooney and Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
And it was funny as it could possibly be.
Haven't seen that yet.
That's the speed I'm watching right now.
Yeah, that's on Netflix right now, right?
I don't have Netflix, but it was on the plane.
Oh,
and
okay.
it was on the plane.
What's the name of it?
Tickets to Paradise.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
It's about a divorced couple who get together for their daughter's wedding, right? Or
yep.
to meet the fiance or something.
Fight constantly. So, and the daughter's getting married to somebody she met in Polynesia, somewhere like that, Bora Bora. That's that she'd only known for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or something like that, maybe a month. And she just graduated with her law degree, so you can imagine what the banter must be.
Right.
You know, I read somewhere last year sometime that said that there are really only 12 plot lines in Hollywood movies. You know, that's all there really is. And you know, as you're describing Tickets to Paradise, it sounds much like Christmas with the Cranks.
Right. Right.
Which I
Right.
love. I'll watch
Right.
Cranks anytime.
I have not watched that. I'll have to
You
watch it.
haven't
You
seen
haven't?
that?
Oh, that's funny.
Then I'll have to add it to the Christmas layout.
It is just it's a holiday classic now, and
Oh, yeah?
justifiably so, in my opinion.
All right. I'll have to check it out.
You know, the Jamie Lee Curtis just does a wonderful job as the mom who
Right.
gets so excited when her daughter's
She's
coming to see
a
her.
good mom. I've seen her in other movies. She's a really good mom. She was
She
also
is.
Curtis's in that one, whatever, she bumped into her daughter or did something and they switched places. She became her daughter and her daughter became the mom.
Jamie-
Which one was that? Was I forget. Was that the one with we had
Lindsay Lohan.
Jennifer Garner did one of them.
Mm-hmm.
That and then Jamie Lee Curtis did one.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the movie. It's been too long, but I remember. But anyway, you're right. I mean, those are the, right now, and normally I watch action movies, and I'm not watching any action movies right at the moment. So I'm watching all these soppy, sad love movies. I did watch Otto, and I cried throughout the whole thing. And
If you
watched the Fable.
You should watch. I watched the original first in Otto. If you ever watched that one, I'd be interested in what you think of the difference between the two.
Is it called Otto also?
No, it's a man named something. Man named
Okay.
Ott. It's similar to Otto, though, but it's a Scandinavian movie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, good, both good, somewhat different.
Yeah, so I canceled Laura's credit cards 2 days ago, and it shut down all my Alexis's and my TVs.
Anytime I have to replace a credit card, that happens. It pisses me off.
God. Well, I didn't know why, and I thought, surely just because I paid off her credit cards, because I kept getting these charges, so I paid those off, and I thought, okay, I'll call these people that are listed as the charges and say, look, where are you? We want to switch, and I've made my card the default card under our account. Well, not only did they lock me out of the Amazon Prime account, but they also shut down everything. So I was on the phone night before last for a few hours talking to a young woman in India to try to figure it out. And all I do at the end of the day is say, in 24 hours, recheck and see if you can log in.
Okay, something you need to check right away is if you had stored any of your photos on there, make sure that those aren't lost.
Well, I've still got all my photos.
Okay. But, if you guys had been using it as backup or something, or as a common ground.
Yeah, I wasn't using that. I back up on my computer and on an external drive. Right. I don't trust any shared source ever of keeping my stuff.
Well, it's not that, to me, it's not so much trust, but it's just another avenue. You could lose your hard drives.
Right.
You can get one of those ransom softwares and lock it all down,
I know.
Hey, Jamie Lee Fox, what's his name? Has Parkinson.
You're Michael J. Fox.
Yeah. Okay. He was on television yesterday.
Right.
And he's made another movie. He is so. He has no control over his body, anything. And his head goes in the hands and feet. I could cry for him. He is so pitiful. But he's made a movie, and it's on streaming still.
Now, he made a movie, or is this the documentary about him?
Okay, maybe it's a documentary. Still, I think.
Okay.
And they said you could get on streaming. I don't know what streaming is, but anyway.
He has had Parkinson's a long time.
Right.
Because the people I know that have or had Parkinson's, they did not live as long as he has.
I know, and that's what's mind-boggling to me is that what you just said, Brenda, is true for all the people that I have known that have had Parkinson's. So what's been different about him? Has he had different medicine? Has he been involved in different testing?
Well, I think he has.
Well, he kept it a secret for 7 years before he came out that he had it.
Right. And, the gentleman that was close to me in California, he at work, he didn't have it long. I mean, it was kind of sad.
Oh, it's
But
pitiful.
to his credit, Michael J. Fox has been at the forefront of pursuing cures.
Yes.
So I'm sure he's done many of those trials and stuff. And,
Yeah.
But an amazing example of adversity under grace. I mean, the guy's incredible.
Right. And when they were showing a blurb from that, he fell when they were walking on the sidewalk, but he got right back up and but
his shoe come off.
Pardon me?
His shoe come off the reason
Oh.
the one I seen.
But he's to make movies even with his disease and be himself, so to speak, in character with this disease.
Well, and he was a major player in The Good Wife too.
Right, he was.
The adversary.
Right.
Yeah, that's the last thing he's done, isn't it? Was The Good Wife.
Stain is The Good Wife. Unless he's been on with the what's that other woman's name that played in The Good Wife with her? Bankston, was her last name Bankston?
No, you're talking about Malik, Wendy Malik.
No, not her.
No, I'm sorry, you're right. It's
Christina Branston or
Bransky.
Christina Bransky. Anyway, she's had her ongoing
Baranski.
Since then,
Christine
Baranski. I like her. I like her character.
She's wonderful.
I like her in all the movies that she's done. She's played a good part.
Absolutely. I like The Good Wife, but I never watched the spinoff to it.
Oh. Well, I hadn't either since I went streaming, but now I'm trying to find these series that should be on streaming, available on streaming, like on the season before. So I'm trying to figure out how to do it, how to find them.
I'm looking at it. I've developed this thing. I am too old to start a new series. I'll watch movies.
Long. Most series don't last that long.
Oh, Breaking Bad was 5 years.
Well, that's about right.
And I did do what's Saul? Oh gosh, what's it called? The spinoff of it, or the prequel to it.
Yeah, I didn't see them, so
that was wonderful too. But because of Brooke, I got into Yellowstone. But
and I haven't seen any of those. I watched the ones that were on main TV, like Ghost and Young Sheldon, and of course The Good Wife. Those things. Equalizer, and I can't watch those now. I haven't watched those since we went streaming. So now I'm starting to look to see if they're going to be put onto the secondary market, so to speak, through Hulu or Freevee or whatever.
So which platforms do you view from?
With the most, I had to log back in, and I've got to log back in as Lori to get. Right now all I have is Hulu and Disney Plus, and
Amazon Prime.
Well, I have Amazon Prime. I'm not accessed for it yet. I've got to log in as her name. That's pretty much it. But there's lots of TV to watch.
That's a plenty.
Yeah,
it is more than enough, and I can't decide which to watch. I was thumbing through it this morning when I woke up, and I'm like, what do I want to watch? And I'm just going and going and going. And I did watch Island Hunters for a little bit because I love HGTV.
If you have 4 services and you can't decide what to watch, you may have too many services.
Right.
Well, I do. I will tell you, I always watch Disney movies over and over and over again. And I always watch the news. So I always go to Hulu, and it has news well, it's not real time, but it's the 5:30 news at 10. And that's the same as what they do in DC. They run the news at later in the day. So I always watch David Muir because I can't get to CBS or NBC. It's just David Muir, ABC. So that's what I fall asleep to every night. Because if I watch anything else, and I can get Ancient Aliens if I want to watch Ancient Aliens, and really go to sleep because that'll put me to sleep right away. So,
Well, I get to watch Law and Order or Dateline.
And they got all that on there, but I'm not one of those who watch Law and Order and Dateline.
Well, I don't have nothing else.
And if I do see Dateline and I need something to watch, I'll watch the Dateline. But they've been running the same one over and over and over.
They run one last night on NBC, the 2-hour one.
For what it's worth, a lot of those Law and Orders are taken from the headlines across the country and developed into a Law and Order story.
Of course.
Yeah, the one
that it's real life.
We had a couple of them from the Atlanta area, several of them. In fact, one the notable one was a couple of young men left the bar here one night drunk and driving home, and one of them was sick and had his head hanging out the window, and the guy driving drove too close to a power line with the guide line coming down and decapitated the young man.
Oh my gosh.
And the sad part was he drove all the way home.
You didn't know it?
I didn't know it. Just assumed he was passed out in the front seat. And that became one of the Law and Order things.
Wow.
Another one was somebody hit a man and his head went through the windshield, and the lady drove him all the way home, parked him in the garage.
I remember that one, yeah. And he was alive and said,
Yes.
help me.
The last was this woman killed her husband, her 2 children, and somebody else, her ex-husband. And it was just unreal.
Well, that sounds like that, much like that one out in is there a trial in Colorado or Utah?
I think
Utah where it was.
Yeah.
What?
The lady that was she killed, both her children were killed, her ex-husband was killed.
Yeah.
And I don't know if a boyfriend was killed, but there was her brother was involved, and it's a mess.
Her brother,
it's an absolute mess.
It was awful.
why did she kill
I
him?
don't watch those.
I haven't seen this in Law and Order. That is a real trial going on right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's Dateline had it last night. And she got married in Hawaii, and she killed her 2 children, then went with a boyfriend, and that's what they killed the people for. Is because she had a boyfriend.
She was the one that said that there was something wrong with them.
They're Christian, some kind of cult.
Yeah. That's weird. People are strange, aren't they?
Well, Mom, thanks for not killing us.
Right? Thank you, Mom.
Thank you for that sweet card.
You're welcome.
That is thing. Would y'all like to hear it?
She's only read it to me twice already. Tom sent it.
I know, but Brenda.
It's fine.
Yeah, if you want to read it again. Good going, Tom.
Sorry, guys.
It's all right.
Yeah. So, Betsy, you got big plans for the week?
Oh, God.
Now, when do you leave for Texas?
The 29th, because I'm going to drive to Mississippi, but Nancy's daughter and son-in-law told me to drive 1 more hour into Louisiana and stay with them overnight, and then I'm going to drive to Lori's cousin's house, and then she and I were going to go down to the house on the first, But now she's telling me she's gonna come down after I get there. So I guess I'm driving to the house on the 1st by myself
This
with
is
paprika.
this is from Betsy. I got a bluebird. She
Oh,
knows I
nice.
love
I
bluebirds.
looked at that card.
Did you really?
Nice job, Betsy.
Welcome.
Okay, let me read you this, Brenda. It's so sweet. For every lesson you taught, toy that you bought, shoe that you tied, tear that you dried, knee that you patched, sock that you matched, lunch that you made, game that you played. And then, thanks, Mom, with love from one lucky son. Happy Mother's Day.
Aw.
I thought
Very
that's
sweet.
so precious.
I got to generate it for me.
Got what?
I'm teasing. I'm teasing. I wish I could take credit for writing it.
Yeah.
So, Betsy, you're leaving the 29th of May or June?
May.
Yeah.
And I'll get to the house. We check in on the house on 1st of June, and then we check out on 12th of June. And I come back to Florida.
Do you know where you live?
Do I know where I live? Yes.
Then she's going to, where is it? Egypt.
That's at the end of the
That's
year.
a Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. That's at the end of the year. Yep. So it'll be fun. Fun year.
Sounds like it.
You're coming here in July,
So
right?
now, now that how do you plan your vacations for next year?
How do I plan them? I
Yeah,
guess
so far, if I'm reading this right, all of these trips that you're going on, Lori planned, right?
yes, she did.
So now come the first of the year, what are you going to do?
Do the next one.
You're okay. She's already planned through next year too.
No, I have planned.
Oh, do you?
Yep. So just take one of them at a time. Go
So-
places I want to go.
So what's up for next year?
Next year is Ireland.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, for all the time I was in England, I never got over to Ireland. I saw Scotland and I saw England and I saw Wales, but I never got. I wanted to go to Ireland.
Oh, good.
So any genealogy you guys come up with, let me know.
So the sweater that you got, that was from Scotland?
It was from Scotland. Yes. Yes.
Good deal.
And then at the end of the year, around before Christmas, right before Christmas, I'll be going to Bora Bora.
Nice.
They made a movie about Bora Bora, didn't they?
Say again?
I'm teasing. They made a movie about Bora Bora.
Yeah, of course. I think they.
It was a World War II movie.
That's where they dwarf the heads and put them on sticks. No, that's the Amazon.
Well, guys, I need to run.
Me
It's
too.
been fun.
We love you.
Love you.
Too, Mom. Have a happy Mother's Day.
Yes, Mom. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you very much. I love y'all.
Love you.
Too. We'll talk to you guys later. Have fun. Good luck to Grayson today.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Rooting for Grayson and for Hayden. Okay, love you too. Bye.
Bye.